All right, Takara Williams here with Brittany Scott and Carla Harris of Miami Northern. Brittany's from Coconut Creek. I'm Takara Williams, a sweet rebound, but I do coach at Cypress Bay High School. So, ladies, introduce yourselves.
Well, like you said, I'm Carla Harris of Miami Northern Senior High School. I think I'm starting my 19th year as a head coach and 26 years overall in the high school system.
And like she said, I'm Brittany Scott, girls head coach at Coconut Creek High School. I just started my 5th season here, but I've been coaching well over 10 years within Broward and other venues that I've been doing as well.
All right, so let's get right into it, and we're going to talk about the relationship or the connection between high schools and travel teams that athletes play for. Who do you guys feel college coaches communicate with more? Do they talk to the high school coaches, or do they talk to the travel teams with their coaches and organizers?
Well, I mean, I want to speak first if y'all don't mind. Being the old one here, coming up in the system, it was always where I felt when I was playing that they spoke with the high school coaches. And my high school coach would be the one that, advised me as to what coaches were asking about me, who was going to be sending me letters and then possibly offering a scholarship. And as I've gone through these years, I see the trend changing. To me, I see the trend changing where the colleges are seeking the travel team's advice or connection to the high school player or to the athlete. I won't just call him high school player, but to the athlete first and foremost. And I think that's not necessarily the way it should go. I think that we have to evolve with the times. I do think the travel ball team is essential and a part of the system now, and we do have to speak to them. But we cannot demean or take away what the high school coaches and programs are doing for these athletes overall.
Agreed. Britt, what's your take on it?
I see it as a two-way street. I do agree with Carla for the most part, but I will say from an overall high school perspective, the craft of being a high school head coach isn't taken as serious as it used to be. So as Carla I'm pretty sure she's been coaching well over 25 years, she can see the realm of high school coaches changing. Whereas high school coaches aren't putting themselves out there to the college coaches to be recognized for their athlete in particular. So with me coaching both sides, I did see the trend when you're going on the circuit, these college coaches reach out to you first. They're always, whether it be by social media now, which is a big thing, and a lot of schools and a lot of coaches, they're not on social media. So as Carla said, we're changing with the times. I feel as though in order to get that recognition and get that conversation going, you've got to adjust to what those colleges are seeking out now. Emails are not the best way to go. A phone call is not the best way to go now as much because those colleges are more on Twitter versus they're sitting at their desk like they used to be. So I just feel as though with what's being said, it has to be a two-way street and you have to adapt to what's going on. But as a coach, as a head coach, you're in control of your program. So if your athlete is, let's say they don't play travel basketball, but then you're not putting yourself out there to get them out there, you're doing that child a disservice. So you just got to play. It's a double-edged sword, but you got to kind of find your nick in that sword and then just adjust from there. That's just how I see it.
Okay, and to piggyback off what you guys are saying, do you guys feel like if you don't play travel basketball and you solely just play high school basketball, how hard is it for an athlete to get the exposure or notoriety than someone that is on a circuit? Or is it even comparable?
Well, the notoriety part seems to come primarily from your travel ball circuit. If you're going to be in the top 100, ESPN top 100 or whatever, you're going to have to be on the travel ball circuit. Now, if you're going to go to UConn, I guarantee you everybody in UConn played travel ball for someone. But to say that you can't get a scholarship if you don't play on the travel ball circuit it's not true.
I agree with that.
There are a lot of athletes, and a lot of those girls that are on the travel ball circuit probably shouldn't be spending that type of money to play travel ball because they can get a scholarship, maybe not at UConn, but there's a place that they can fit, and it wouldn't have to cost their parents so much money to play on that travel ball circuit. But they can slide in. There are so many schools, and the game of women's basketball has expanded tremendously.
Absolutely.
So there's a school that they can fit in. It's not that D1 level, and we talk about that in the magazine. Everyone doesn't have to go D1.
Facts.
Most of us, 99% of us, are going to have a profession outside of playing the game of basketball when we finish playing the game of basketball. because it only lasts so long. Most of us don't retire from basketball, and that's our life. That's it. We leave the game, whether it's injury or our time has expired, whether we can't get a contract or something like that, and we go into a profession that may be around basketball, but we're not playing basketball. And we have to tell our young ladies that use the game. Don't let the game use you.
Absolutely. No, that's true facts right there. And just to be devil's advocate, there's a lot of girls that's playing on the circuit who don't obtain college scholarships.
And see, that's the stuff that people don't know.
Well, let's let them know, because you have, let's just say you're playing on a circuit, you're playing with your teammates with you on that circuit are D1 material and you're not. Are you going to get a D1 scholarship? I highly doubt it, because if only D1 coaches are looking at that particular team and you don't fit in that system, then what's the benefit to you?
And it goes back to what Britt just said. That's when the high school coach has to be instrumental and pushing that girl. And she played all travel ball season with all these D1. Now that high school coach, and I'm going to say this, the travel ball coaches have to also help place their players. You may not be able to go to this top D1, but there's a D2 school that you can fit into. Yep. There's a JUCO that you can, an NAI school that you can fit into, and you can help those teams be successful, as well as helping yourself obtain that education, which should be your ultimate goal.
Absolutely.
I'll even take it a step further. Let's take it out of the coach's hands for a moment, because at the end of the day, we didn't birth these women, these young ladies. So the parent have to be just as much educated as the coach. If you know your child wants to try out for whatever big name program it is in your area, and you know that they're heavy D1 kids, and you may feel as though your kid's a D1 kid, but when she gets on that court, she's a D2 kid or NAIA kid, then let's just be realistic. That may not be the fit or the team for her, but I'm pretty sure there's a team out there that has high-level D2 kids that she can play on and that she's going to get the right look. So if you know you're not a high D1 kid, playing on the major circuit may not be for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your parents have to be just as smart as a high school coach as well as a travel coach. You can't put everything into my hands, and then when your kid gets a great offer from D2, you're looking at me crazy because Gino Auriemma is not calling your phone telling your daughter she needs to come to my school. Like, it has to be a two-way street when it comes to those things.
Yeah. The balance and the expectations from the parents, the players, and the coaches, we have to be on the same. Let's talk about the college coaches, who some of them may recruit a kid and like, whoa, now, I had a coach say to me, I won't name the school the other day, but he was talking about my point guard and like, nah, she's not my kid. Like, she's good. Like, she's over my program, and I get it. And I respect him for that. He was asking me about the other kid.
Right.
And I was like, you're right. That's a great fit for your program. She can excel in your program, and you won't have to be over recruiting or and our parents also have to be balanced in their expectations, like Britt said, about don't think that you're going to go to this. No. That's not your level.
Absolutely.
But you have to be appreciative that you can get a full scholarship at this level. Absolutely. And your child can excel and not be on the end of the bench calling you frustrated because they did not get into the game because they just signed a scholarship that was over their level.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wanting to transfer. And that's where a lot of problems come in with kids these days. Not sticking it out and just wanting to transfer because they're not playing. But are you good enough to play is another question that has to be answered. So I agree with both of you guys. There's balance with parents, travel coaches, and high school coaches. Mm-hmm. And I think once we all figure out how to get on the same page, and just speaking for South Florida basketball, I think that's what will make South Florida high school girls basketball that much better. Not just high school, but girls basketball overall in South Florida, because we're struggling right now. Everything is too saturated. You have too many people bickering over players, and our players are not benefiting from the bickering. So we definitely have to figure that out. I don't know what you guys' take is on that.
So we talked about, grassroots. We talked about how the state of Florida basketball compared to the state, and we're talking about not the state, but the condition of basketball across the country. And how do we compare in the state of Florida to the young ladies playing across? And I had the privilege and the honor of coaching at the Nike a camp about 2 years ago out in Augusta, Georgia, right before the national Nike circuit. And when I tell you, I met some of the best, I think they were 7th and 8th graders upcoming, and I was blown away. I was going to wait. I'm talking about, I look for them now. And a matter of fact, one of the kids is on the U.S. team. This kid just totally dominated the camp, and she was only in the 8th grade. And so I thought about and we had a couple of kids from South Florida that were at the camp, maybe 3 or 4 that were at the camp, and we were behind. We were behind in our skill set. We were behind in our IQ compared to those. So we have to address that part. We have to get down to teaching fundamentals. And like, for instance, I take like the Philly Bells, just to throw a name out there, and be on the travel ball. So you playing like they're like the Villanova of the travel circuit, where those girls are going to set screens, back up cuts, cut in front. They're going to do all the fundamental things to score. And when we talk about what are we teaching, we have to get down to the nitty gritty and teach those things, as well as our players have to commit themselves to learning the game and not just being athletes, but being students and building their basketball IQ. We have so much going on in South Florida, so many things for them to do. And they say they want to be great and they want to be recognized across the country, but we're not committing ourselves to improving our basketball IQ so that we can get on these travel circuits and everywhere and play across the country and get that type of recognition.
Right. And it's about competing. When you go out, and especially playing on the circuit, some people will sell you on, well, you wouldn't get this experience anywhere else. But at the end of the day, when I'm an athlete, I want to be able to compete with those other teams. So it's like if we're playing against a Georgia has their top athletes out of their 2020 class competing against my squad, who has 2021, 2022, or 2023, but it's not the best in our area. You understand what I'm saying? Because the best in our area are scattered out. So we want to be able to go out there and compete, because at the end of the day, if you're really thinking about it, colleges want to see, although they're there for the experience, that's fine. But at the end of the day, they want to see who's winning.
Right.
The more you win, the more you're going to get exposure and recognition. It's the politics of it. It is true. So you can sell the experience. The experience is one thing. But let me create my experience by putting me in the best possible situation to enhance what I have going on as an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So it works both ways. And I just think South Florida has got to come to some kind of agreement amongst each other and get on the same page. We have too much talent in South Florida, and especially with the younger kids that's coming up. We have too much talent to have them saturated. We can't have 1,000 travel teams running around in South Florida.
Don't touch on that.
No, we're going to touch on it now. Let's just go right into it. We can't have 1,000 travel programs and we got 1,500 kids.
That's crazy. Right. And if you and I'm from New York originally, which is a big state. So, I played on black tops and parks and all that kind. We're not even going to get into Fortnite and these girls love to go outside. But most of those big states, they have an agreement where if I'm in the southern part of California or Texas, I'm going to control that region. And if Takara's in the northern part, she's going to control that region. If Carla's in the east, she's going to control that region. I won't necessarily have to worry about trying to take kids out of her region, because I'm going to control what I have, bring the best kids out of my area to play the northern side or the south, whatever the case may be. There's too many talented kids that we got too many free agency periods in South Florida. You have the high school free agency period is right when travel season ends. And then, you're picking and choosing where you're going. And then right when high school season ends, you have the travel ball free agency period when everybody's going to 30 tryouts and everybody's committing to this coach and they want to do, it's too much. And it's funny to us because we're all in it. We all coach it. We have athletes that go through it and all that kind of stuff. But what is the best for our kids is the most important thing at the end of the day. And I just feel as though if one team has this particular circuit and they've been doing it for years, whatever region you want to send that kid to, fine. But let's not have 35 mom and pop teams and then the best kid from XYZ school is playing on a mom and pop team, but you don't know them on the circuit. And then when rankings come out, you're talking about my kid's top 25. Well, for who? Who did she play for? What coach saw her? It's too much. And for these kids to have this many choices and no one stepping in and be like, hey, this is the best fit for you, that's a problem. When you get to Texas, when you play the Cy-Fairs, you're getting the best kids from that area. They're playing for Cy-Fair. When they come out, when they get to high school, they know ninth grade year, even before that, because they have middle school teams. Exactly. But I'm playing for Cy-Fair straight until I get to my 11th grade season. Like, there's no question, there's no switching up, there's no none of that. And we have too much of that in South Florida. And it's bad. It's killing us. Because everybody knows when it comes to sports down here, we have the athletes. But every college coach, we're all high school coaches now. I've had colleges tell me, hey, coach, man, that kid that played for you for travel, or that kid that's in your program, man, she's one heck of an athlete, but her basketball IQ is not there.
Exactly.
And it bothers me as a coach because X and O-wise, my IQ has to be there. So it's like, what am I teaching my kids that on the next level that doesn't correlate to what this college coach wants? And it has to come back to you got to perfect your craft. Mm-hmm. Have to. I'm the youngest one here, but I tell you, I'll sit here with them in conversation, and I'm a sponge. I'm listening to what Carla has to say. It's not a rival thing for what? She's been to where I want to go on this high school level. She has something on her finger right now that I'm trying to attain. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to those things, I'm trying to attain it. I'm trying the hard way. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't do that. But back to that first thing, control what you're controlling. Take more pride in the kids that's in your program. Stop worrying about who you can get to come here, who you saw play on this level, on this circuit. Maybe that kid doesn't fit you. But you got Becky and Susie that's been with you 4 or 5 years, and you trying to pass them up for that next hot thing. I have a fundamental problem with that. Yeah. So
the one-hit wonder?
Oh, man.
I mean, the one it does. I won't call them a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, we got one and done in high school. This is crazy.
You come for 1 year and you're done. Yeah. It's getting out of hand, man. It's a one and done. But how do we get people to literally buy in to, they have these sayings, we want to get South Florida basketball better. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. At the round table has to be the people that's in control of the travel ball system that's in South Florida. So if you want to make it better, you got to get the travel ball organizers together at one sitting. And I think you got to have the high school coaches sitting down at that sitting also.
I agree. And to say that there are only a handful of high school basketball coaches that really care. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you those programs that have been consistent and coaches that really care, and you get those people together with your travel ball people, and then there has to be a sense of loyalty, because I cannot entrust my student athlete, because I don't try to, I have a little slight affiliation, and I'll put it out there with the Suns, but I don't push a kid to go play for the Suns. It's true. I have to allow them to make that decision for themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, we've had a long-standing relationship. Many years, my student athletes would go play for the Suns automatically. But I have to step back because I have to let my parents feel comfortable with where they're going to, because I'm not going to be at every game. I'm not going to be at every practice, so I can't tell you what's taking place. But that being said, in order to have a real union, if I just high school coach send my athlete, say I was to advise my athlete to go and play for the Suns or whatever travel ball team that's out there, because that's one of the major, Suns is the major one here. I need to know that I'm going to receive my student athlete back.
Talk to him now. Hey, I was getting to that, but you go ahead, talk to him now.
That is the problem.
Oh my goodness.
For instance, and I'm calling out another travel ball team that I feel really solid about, the Hollywood Eagles. If they call me about a kid, go play for Coach Burke, Coach Rich, because I know that I'm going to get my high school back. I don't have to feel like I'm putting my kid out there and she might not come back. We talk about that stuff, and so that's where the breakdown is happening at. And I remember and I had to step back because I have other endeavors, but I'm not coaching travel ball right now, kind of like a side consultant. But when I did coach, I coached every athlete on that travel ball team as if they were my athlete, but I never asked a kid, never recruited a kid to come to my school. I respected their high school coaches. I respected that student athlete. I mean, and I'm telling you, I was on the staff coaching Sylvia Fowles, Elena Larkin. I was assisting with Richard Walker on that. And Erica up in Jacksonville, we coached. We just coached. And the kid went back to their school. Now you go out there and you send your kid out there and you got to show up at practice to make sure that they're going to come back.
You got to
So that's where the breakdown is happening at. The travel ball coaches have to go in and not be going in to improve their high school teams. You're here to do the travel. You're here. Your name is not, Norland when your name is Suns or Hollywood Eagles or that's what you're supposed to be doing. And then I can come in and just come and support the program and support my athletes and not be having to sit next to them and saying, hey, just because he bought you a sandwich, you shouldn't be trying to transfer to that school. That's the problem. That's the reality of it. Yeah, and so that's what things are falling apart because as a high school coach, can I trust my kid to go play and not lose that kid? No. And it could be a simple 8th grader. And I'm like this, and maybe you should call it, she's not in high school yet. But if I brought an 8th grader to a travel ball team, I found her. Maybe the parent called me and said, hey, my baby's she's in 8th grade. She's in high school next year. Can you help me get a travel ball team? She's coming to New Orleans, Carla. And I'm like, all right, it's my kid. Let me get her on this team so she can get some experience. Next thing I know, you're in the parent ear persuading. And somebody could say, that's not a written rule. I get it. It's not a written rule. But where is the ethic, respect part of it to where we say, hey, Carla brought that kid to the program. Let's respect that Carla brought that kid to the program, and I'm not going to go after that kid. I'm going to train. Best wishes to Carla and her on her. If she ever leaves New Orleans, then hey, I get it. But don't go in their ear and try to tell them. And I literally had a parent say to me, that team talks so bad about your program.
Wow. Yeah. How you talk bad about state champions?
I mean,
how you talk bad about people that say,
and I don't speak bad about anyone's. All I can tell a parent, if you come to me, is I can tell you what Norland can do for you, what I am committed to do, my coaches are committed to do for your student athlete. And you can look at when you come to the game, the numerous of players that return speaks volume for what they learned through the program for them to want to come back. Absolutely. And after that, if you decide that that's not the place for you, I respect it. But I will not bash another program. I will not, because I cannot say I have to dim your light for me to shine. That's not how it works.
I agree with that.
So you get that word, Carla. So talk about.
Hey, loyalty and respect. I agree. It has to be. That has to take precedence over everything. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people will tarnish relationships over a kid. They really will. They say they won't, but they do. They do it all the time. And the backdoor and stuff, it got to stop, man. It has to stop. And then when they're called out on it, they stumbling and fumbling.
Right.
They didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on now.
Like, come on, cut it out.
I mean, listen, it's all right. Then that means you're guilty by association, because in the court of law, if you with somebody, if we go out right now and y'all just took me to the store and I robbed that store, all that's going down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as a director, or whoever organizes something, don't tell me that you didn't know about somebody contacting a parent or player regarding playing on your team, and you're not letting the coach know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then you have to go in. I believe directors have to go in and sit down with their coaches. You got 5 coaches, 6 coaches coaching all your different level teams, purple, red, green, whatever level teams you have. Say to them, listen, I need you, like your principal at your school might come in and say, look, I'm hiring you as a coach, but you're representing this program. I need you to not do things that are unethical, because if you do that, then I'm going to have to remove you from the program, the school, because you're going to bring the school down. The directors have to go in and say, listen, we are here to coach these 5 or 6 teams. We're going to have student athletes coming from South End, North End, whatever. I need you to coach ethically and not go and try to lure people to come to your high school team, because right now you're representing XYZ Academy for the summer. Yeah. You cannot continue to go after other athletes from other programs. Now, I'm going to say this. If you do a tremendous job, don't say anything to that kid about coming to your program, but that parent sees in you something that they've been longing for. That's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But when athletes can come back, or parents can come back and confirm that they were actively sought after, persuaded to, that's the problem. I can't help it if you're a dynamic coach and all of a sudden I may not be doing what they need, and then that's fine. I get it. But when they come back and say, yes, we were actively pursued and sought after to come and transfer, that's when the directors of these programs have to say, we cannot do that. I'm going to terminate my relationship with you if you continue to do that, because you're supposed to be here to build the the summer travel ball program and not your high school, that's where the relationship and it cuts off. Something has to give right there.
Let's make sure we understand something, though. Carla said something that's very pertinent. We got to make sure we hear that. If a kid adjusts and likes your coaching style, or that parent loves your coaching style and how you are, and that parent decides to take their kid, me as a coach cannot take that personal. Absolutely. Because again, it's not about me. Right. It's not about my accolades and how many wins. It's about what's best for that kid. If that parent feels as though they have to go from Coach Scott to go to Coach Harris, fine. But you can't take that personal and automatically assume that she took my kid and oh my God. Everybody's coaching style doesn't fit every kid. There's some kids that they're more emotional, so a very aggressive coach they can't play for. There's some kids that they're hyper, their energy is through the roof, so they can't play for a laid back coach. There's so many variables that play into that. I just love that you said if a parent or a kid loves what they're doing, loves what somebody else is doing, you cannot take that personal. Because people around here, if Publix got the best produce, I'm not going to Walmart to buy fruit. That's just how it is. Right. That's fact. But there's certain things at Walmart that I'm going to get, but I know that I'm going to get this quality and this service at Publix. You do that in life. I don't understand why we don't take it to our profession, which is coaching, and just adhere to life rules in this facet or this realm. I don't understand that. So I love that Carla touched on that. That's important.
Yeah, and let's lead right into the next topic. The dissension between high school coaches, female. Let's go with female. Since we all sitting here, let's go with female coaches. Females naturally are defensive. Naturally, off the bat. When it comes to this basketball game in South Florida, I don't know about everywhere else, but in South Florida, there seems to be some tension for no reason.
Absolutely.
At all. Like, what is that about?
Amongst the high school coaches you're speaking of?
Well, female in particular.
Sometimes we can be just protective of our area and protective of ourselves and everything, and it can come off as being defensive. I mean, what is defensive? Because I'm protecting my area. But I think what we have to learn, one, is these athletes are here for a 4-year period. Mm-hmm. They're going to leave. And so I'm not going to I wouldn't destroy a relationship with a coach. Like I've been here 20-something years over a kid. No, I'm not going to do it. So fly-by-night kids, fly-by-night programs. If you're gonna succeed, let's work together. I would tell me one of the best relationships I have is with Lord's Academy coach Chris McKeon. We both were assistants. He took over the program, and I took over our program. Now we've been head-to-head battles, great battles. I call him my brother from another mother. He called me his sister and everything, and we respect each other. And of course, we're on two different ends of the city, meaning that, like, more than likely, my kid is never going to be competing with him in terms of schools. But there's a relationship that I would never, if a kid said, I'm going to Lord's Academy, I said, you're going to the right place. That's the right. And I go to another brother I call Dino over at Hialeah. I've had situations when his program was right there on a tier with our program, and I talked to an 8th grader who mom and I went to school together, and when they said, oh, we're going to go over to Hialeah, I said, that's a great job. I wish you the best. And so there has to be a respect level for each other that we don't cross. And even if a kid is choosing between the schools like we talked about, I respect you. I'm not going to fall out with you about that. Let that go. That's a kid. We got to still be able to laugh. We're going to be in this battle year and year and year and year. Let that stuff go. We just got to stop being so angry over kids making decisions and parents making decisions what they think is best for them. Let it go. Let it go.
It's, those coaches that kind of bother me are, I could be cool with you. Like 1 week we cool. The next week you walking by like you don't even know me.
Yeah.
So that lets me know you done said something to somebody regarding me. And I'm like, well, okay. And then it always comes back out because I'm telling you, the truth will always find its way back to you, especially when you out here doing good.
Always.
So it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Why the backdoor action? Why all this backdoor negativity for no reason? What's your thoughts, Brett?
Well, I feel as though based on the stories I just heard, it seems like life and camaraderie in Miami-Dade sounds like it's on the up and up. Broward, I don't know what we have going on, and I only can speak for where I'm at. So I can touch other schools and other counties and other coaches I have great relationships with. Coach Brown at Palm Beach Gardens, great guy. Carla at New Orleans. Takara is now at Cypress Bay. So the relationship, it's not good and Broward. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to cookie cut it. I'm not going to, because I feel as though, back to that travel situation, a lot of those programs, those fly-by-night programs, the mom and pops are in Broward. I really and truly feel that way. And they're ran by Broward high school head coaches. So now, not only are we fighting for kids on one level, now you're trying to recruit them to your high school and you're the head coach and you're the director and you're doing all of this as well. So I feel as though we have an issue with someone doing well if it's not you. It shouldn't be like that, because I put my pants on one leg at a time just like everybody else. And I feel as though if we're battling in the same race and we're running the same race, you can't trick me up because I'm doing well for this particular year and you're not. That's that. Like, I've had plenty of instances with me, and I can tell you right now, when you first meet me, you get a perception of me because of my coaching style, and I cannot fault that. I'm very aggressive, I'm loud, whatever the case may be, but at my core, I care about my kids, I care about my program, I care about whoever cares about their program as well. That's why I can associate with these two women with no issue, because I know they care about what they're doing. But you can't fault me because of how I am, and that I know that you're saying certain things and you're talking crazy, and it's based off nothing. It's based off what a parent had to say, what a kid had to say. Just like Carla said, this is a cycle. So those parents or those kids are hanging on for that 4-year cycle. When they're gone, now you want to be friends. Now you want to find a buddy. Now, hey, coach, do you need a game? Hey, coach, I got this preseason thing I'm trying to do. It's too much of a hassle, justify camaraderie amongst what we're doing. It really and truly is too much. So I can tell you right now, my first year here at Coconut Creek, I took over for Max Ruback. He was well known in this area. Him and Coach Pender had their battles for a long time, Coconut Creek and Dillard, all that stuff. I got here and I took on the masses of the world trying to get back at Max. And it wasn't because he was a bad guy. It wasn't because he was a bad coach. I didn't know him personally, so I'm not going to speak on nothing that he has going on. But everywhere that I went, it was, hey, you're the new coach at Coconut Creek. And I'm like, yeah. They was like, oh, man, good luck. And I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean? I didn't understand what that was. But I took some lickings my first year. I can tell you some schools that broke the scoreboard on me. But again, I'm that coach that can say that, hey, man, my first year, I took some lumps. That it wasn't because of me, but when the rabbit got the gun, now everybody else want to duck and hide. Now it's a problem, because I'm not going to stay down. If you're a coach that cares about what you're doing, you're not going to stay down for long. Right. So you can't fault me that I've worked to where I'm at in those 5 years, and now I can say that my program has been recognized as a top 25 team in the Tri-County. We should celebrate that. If your team is recognized as a top 25 and you know you're coming from the bottom, let's celebrate that. Let's get all of us on a round table and let's sit down and talk about what are you doing that maybe that I can do, or what are you teaching that maybe I can teach so my kids can be the exact same thing. It's too much of, they're winning right now, so they think they're hot. No, we're winning right now because we worked to get to this point. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Carla's first year to Carla's first year, we taking L's around here. We're getting, no job is open in any area, any county, because they're doing well. That's factual. No job is open. Carla, you've been at NOLA how many years?
20-something.
20 years. You think?
Deerfield pressed me. The year to Deerfield, 1 year different when the state, I was pregnant with my son, about to go into labor. I promise you, I feel like they pressed me from the beginning of the game all the way to the bus. You know, it was a regional final game. Them people pressed me all the way. I was on the bus feeling like they were still pressing me. So, you take those lumps and you get back in the game and you keep going.
That's it. But it's 20 years since she's been at that school. And if that job were to open up, it's because she moved on to something else. It's not because it opened up because, I just got tired of no, you build your stuff and you can stand. I can stand on my own too. I'm going to speak for me. I can stand on my own too, that any school that I have left, I can go back to.
Yeah.
I can go back. At my principals at West Broward, she's now at Stoneman Douglas as the co-principal. I can call Ms. Hall right now. She'll be like, hey, coach, man, what are you doing? I got this program here. I want you to come be my head coach. That's how you should leave everything that you're at. But when it comes to coaches, there's not too many coaches in my phone that I can call a friend. And it's not that I'm looking for friends. It could be a friend within this game. Hey, man, I seen a kid that's in your area. She goes to this middle school. Hey, man, you may want to get out there and check her out.
Why is it like that where the college coaches can do it? These college coaches will be on the circuit with each other, sitting right next to each other like we are, recruiting the same kid and be laughing and joking with each other.
I don't get it.
So I don't get it. Why do we as a high school level feel like we have to be arch enemies because we have the kids who may be deciding amongst 2 or 3 programs because they can do it now. Magnet, well, they can do it now. Private, putting out the best recruiting packet or whatever on the high school level, they can do it. So we have to get to that level to realize that these people in the collegiate level are getting paid off their success in basketball. I mean, if I lose basketball games at Norland, I still have a teaching career. I can teach. So my life is not made up of what my basketball is. Where these people's lives are made up of it. Meaning if she don't get that number 1 recruit, maybe her program will go down. And they can still laugh and, hey, what we're going to eat after this session.
Absolutely.
So we have to get to that level to where we can look at each other and say, man, that was a nice defense you ran. What was that? How'd you get that press break? And stop being in this battle with each other so personal. It's just leave it on the professional side and take the professional, I'm saying, and take that personal level out of it. Let's stay on the professional side.
Kari, you've been quiet on this topic.
Listen, listen. I always feel like, especially when it comes to guys coaching against me, that is always personal. Like I feel like they're trying to beat me when I play or something. Like I don't play anymore.
Yes. Oh man,
guys. It's like that guy at the YMCA that think they can beat you. Like, it's that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna let this girl beat me.
Correct. But it's not me playing. So now it's a battle of the minds right now. And you thinking in your feelings is totally different. All we can do as coaches is set these kids up in positions to succeed. And that's if you're throwing a press, I have to make an adjustment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's all what basketball is. It's about adjusting. Competition is great. I do feel like you should compete. You know what I'm saying? But again, like you guys are saying, don't take it personal. Like, I can't get mad at somebody for not. Matter of fact, when I first got the job at Cypress Bay, I can't get mad at a kid for leaving that school. Like, she's making the best decision for her. That's perfectly fine. I have no ill will with that kid at all.
Right.
It's their choice, their parents' choice, and that's fine with me. But to hold a grudge because a kid left, so now when I see her, I'm a mean mother the whole time. It's crazy.
As great as my program maybe considered, I've had kids that leave my program, and to this day, I come up, hug the mom, and hug the. I'm not. No. You are always allowed to do what is best for your child, and if I really care about you, I will do what is best for you.
Exactly. Listen, in high school as a player, I won state championships. Went off to college. That's all I want kids to do. The state championships will come when you build what you're building. It can't be your focus. You know what I'm saying? Getting the kids to the next level, whatever that level is, should be paramount. Right. And the wins will take care of themselves after that. But I just think a lot of people go at it trying to win because they're trying to use this platform to elevate to something else. But at the end of the day, let's be for real. Everybody can't be a college coach.
Right.
I don't care how good you recruit of a high school team. You can't be a college coach. Like everybody, that's not for everybody.
Right.
So,
and I will say this just to piggyback off that really quick. Women head coaches have got to take camaraderie and all that type of stuff serious. We have to get better at that because at the end of the day, this is young women playing this game. It's not like we're females coaching men. And I have nothing against my male coach. I have a great relationship with a bunch of male coaches, and there's plenty of them that do an outstanding job. But at the end of the day, no one can understand what a young woman is going through better than a young woman that I used to be. You know what I mean? Nobody can understand that. So just us as women, we've got to show more that women can work together and do certain things because we can't preach something to our kids and don't practice that same thing. I'm a big advocate for that. Whatever I'm telling my kids to do is something that I've done. I would never tell them to do something that I don't know what that experience is or that I don't know how that makes you feel or whatever because I've done it. So there's a lot of men that do an outstanding job, but they're overtaking this game where I feel as though more women should be in those higher roles, whether it be directors, whether it be head coaches, because that's another topic. There's not a lot of female head coaches for girls basketball. There's a lot of men coaching women. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. My high school head coach was a male. There's nothing, no issue with that.
All three of us.
Look, we all played for male, so there's nothing.
I play for a woman.
Oh yeah.
But Coach Rich was there. You know what I'm saying?
So we just have to make sure that, like Carla said, all that personal stuff that needs to go to the side because if you're like our job is based around children. Point blank, period. At the end of the day, it's not about what I've done and all that type of thing. So we just have to make sure, maybe we all need to sit down, or maybe we all need to just have a conversation and just know that there's a lot of women or young girls that's looking at us.
Absolutely.
That's looking at us, whether it be how you look, color of my skin. There's a lot of girls that play this game that look like me. And I have to adhere to, I can't do certain things, or they can't see me do certain things because they're going to grow up and do that exact same thing, and then the cycle repeats itself. Just like in the household. You know, if you see mom doing something, then you might do exactly what mom did when you get older. The cycle never breaks. So we got to be that generation of coaches that breaks that cycle. And it doesn't matter the year span, because like I said, Carla's a veteran. Takara comes in after, and I'm right behind. Because how long you been coaching too?
Since like 2012. So, I stopped playing.
Okay, so me and Carla we're in that same bracket together, and Carla's about a little bit ahead of us. But all of us need to come together from that side to the first coming up and coach that's coming out of college and that wants to start coaching. We've got to make sure that the platform is there. That it's not looking crazy to these kids or crazy to somebody who wants to get into this game and do what we're doing because we feel like we're untouchable. Because at some point in time, I will tell you this, I was one of the youngest head coaches in Broward. Okay, a lot of people can't say that. I put my age out. I'm 28. I just turned 28. And for me to say that, what I'm saying to you is I've been coaching. I got my head job at West Broad. I think I was either 21, I believe. So for to be a head coach at 21, some of you guys are gonna be like, man, what is that? 21, I was trying to do X, Y, and Z. I was doing X, Y, and Z, but I had a strong head on my shoulders that knew I wanted to get into it early. I didn't want to get into it late. So by the time I hit 31, I'm a veteran already. You know what I'm saying? But that's a story that I can tell that first year kid coming out of college that's looking for a job. And when you're 19 and 20, nobody wants to give you an opportunity. People like us got to give those kids that opportunity because we had it. Right. So who am I now to say I coached at 21? Before that, I was coaching rec ball at 17, 18, and all that type. So I've done all that stuff. Who am I to tell that young coach, oh, you can't do this, especially a young female that looks like me, that I'm a hypocrite to my craft. You know what I mean? So just as women, I just feel as though we've got to get a better platform and a better avenue for all of us to be on the same page. It's no issue if you take a lot. Like I just played Dillard a couple weeks ago, and we were in the game, and then that Coach Pender, it just took over. But I'm telling you, what can you do about that? Am I salty and I'm going to be mad? Me and Coach Pender had laughs after the game, and she was like, man, Coach, you got about 4 or 5 kids I'd love to have over here, but keep doing what you're doing. That scoreboard doesn't say nothing about how your team is. For a young coach, we know Coach Pender's been coaching in the game forever.
Gatorade Coach of the Year this year.
You know what I'm saying? So for her to tell me that, I'm looking at her like, okay, I know I'm in the right avenue, on the right platform. We're going in the right, you know what I mean? So take those type of things with a grain of salt. Don't be mad, oh, Dillard beat me, and oh my God, or Norland beat me, and call it. No, she just said, this is the legend now. The legend just said she played Deerfield and felt like she was getting pressed to the bus. But now, 20 years later, she putting that whooping on somebody else for somebody else to grow and get better. Yeah. That's it. That's all it comes down to. So we just got to do a better job.
Each one teach one.
Yeah,
you know, we can't keep it all to ourselves, and we have to be open to being taught. You know, I totally admire Coach Pender over there at Dillard. And, you know, we're in the region, and we've been bumping ahead the last 2 years trying to get to Lakeland and everything. But she's always, you know, a phone call away, a text message away, always encouraging me, always pushing me to do, you know, different things. She invited me to speak at the coaching clinic. I mean, just always and congratulating me on different things I may have accomplished. And we're in the same region. So some people might think like they shouldn't even be talking to each other.
Right.
But she understands her legendary status and what it means to people like us to push us, young Black females trying to excel and to achieve greatness as she Gatorade, you know, Coach of the Year and everything. Trying to achieve her 9-time state champion. You know, she's showing us all about it. And yet and still she takes the time to say kind words, encouraging words to you and keep us going. So that's important.
You know, she's been in the game 40 plus years. So, you know, Coach Pender is like the grandmother of everybody's family. You know, that's that solid individual that keeps everybody together. You know what I'm saying? So when grandma speak, you listen. You know what I'm saying? When grandma speak, you listen. If grandma say somebody out here being shady, Lord, take it to the bank. Cash check. If grandma curse somebody out and say she don't want that such and such involved, all right, grandma, I got you.
I got to show love. I know it was Coach Takara's coach, but we both just played MacArthur and Coach Ward. Listen, My relationship with Coach Ward has been more on this side when because when she was coaching, I'm not from Browns, I wasn't around. So Coach gives me the more things, but Coach Ward as well. That's another coach right there. Is she talking? I'm listening. That's it. I'm listening to whatever that lady got going on because she's done it. She's been there. Everything we talked about, the issues were worse back then. They had to fight more things. So that lady right there, when she talks, or you got the luxury of playing with her, and she's one of those ones when you talk about a phone call away, she don't even know your number. She gonna answer that phone. She's answering that phone. So I want to give that shout out to Coach Ward as well.
Respect.
Yeah, no, I mean, Coach Ward like a mom to me. You know what I'm saying? So anything. I could call her. If I need something done in my house, I can call her. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the type of person she is. You know what I'm saying? And she passed that down even with Coach Rich. He's the same way too. He's built tough, but he's a softie. You know, I'm serious.
Yeah, fatherly love. Yeah.
Right. He get on you, but it's all out of love. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, you need more of. Definitely need more of, especially in the South Florida area. Let's talk about these kids. Who do you guys have? And let's go Dade County first, and then we'll work our way up north. Okay. Right now, if you could go off the top of your head, who is the?
I tell you,
no, just any player. Who is your top player in Dade County right now?
Oh, I mean, Dade County right now, I still stick by what I said in our first issue of Sweet Rebound magazine. I'm going to go with Coy Love.
I second that.
We're all in agreement.
Coy Love.
I mean, she can. I watched her play in the NSU thing, but she can lay back. But when she wants to go, she can go. Yeah, so that's my top pick right there for #1 player.
All right, now swing us on into the BC in the Broward County. Your top player. Whew. Listen,
so who did so many hitters out here?
I'm going with the 2021 though. I'm gonna go with the 2021.
2021.
2021. Yeah, Jaleel Williams, man.
Jaleel Williams.
Jaleel Williams.
You give me Jaleel Williams.
2021, man. Listen, Abby. She tore ACL, but she has come back strong. I will give her that. But when I look at if for me, I'm looking at if I take Jaleel off of Ely, they going down.
Right.
I feel confident enough that I could take Abby off of St. Thomas, and they'll be fine.
They may not be as good, but they'll be
able to sustain. I will say I agree with that.
They'll take a hit.
I agree. I think Jalea for right now, she's probably the best player that's out there. But I will say this: Abby to me is like 1A.
Absolutely.
Like they like 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
And again, the only reason why Abby for me is not up there because she's coming back from injury.
Right.
But I watched Abby play. First game back, and this girl stepped out, no brace, no sleeve.
Then she grabbed 14 rebounds that game.
That girl came out like, I'm here, I'm back. Doctor said I'm clear, it's time to play.
Yeah. So and it's early, so we come back from Christmas break and we'll see.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I would say 1A right now, Jalea, hands down, and Abby is right there.
Yeah, right on the cusp. I mean, that's a matter of opinion on that one. Like honestly, because they're there.
Yeah.
Like I'm giving the edge to Jalea. And the reason being too, I'm gonna tell you this: that kid will defend.
Absolutely.
If you go 84 feet or 94 feet, that kid will defend you from baseline to baseline. Absolutely. I just watched the Ely St. Thomas game. The girl was on Sam. The girl was on Abby. The girl played Bella. That girl played exactly and still gave buckets and still was leading her team. So I gotta give her that.
I'll give her that.
She's able to do too many things.
I'll give her that.
And they were down like 13, 14, and they pulled that thing back. Like it got pretty close. All right, let's work our way north. Now Palm Beach got some hitters now.
They got
some hitters. They do. They got some hitters. Who would you give the top player in Palm Beach County right now? They got hitters.
Well, I mean, you talk about Oxbridge. You got to look at Oxbridge.
They got
4 kids. They got like 4 kids over there that can really just go. I mean, Kiera Brown.
Yes,
putting her name in the mix.
Yes.
Now, I think a kid. Well, Palm Beach Lakes got some kids, and not just because she slapped me in the head the other day, but they got some kids that just have to be consistent, but they can go. They can go. So I can't say I will give them that nod yet because you got to be consistent to get that nod. But they definitely got some kids that you got to pay attention to. But I don't know. I'm stuck between somebody up there at Oxbridge with the
Leah Stanley. Leah Stanley. Problem.
Stanley. Yeah,
that's the one. She's the shorter one. She looked like the runt, but that girl is getting buckets. She's getting buckets. And again, Kiera Brown. I had the privilege of watching her over the summertime on the live circuit, and I told her this is our little mantra. That's a grown woman getting grown woman buckets out there. That's it. Like that's a grown woman getting grown woman buckets.
Something that you said, T, before we started was one of your kids. When you're gonna get and I'm sure you experienced it. Well, maybe you didn't, because your team's so multifaceted in high school. You have multiple weapons. When I played in high school, I had like 1 or 2 weapons, and I would get boxing one a lot. So a kid like you told me on your team got boxing one, and you have to still go get buckets. Yeah. You can't say they boxing one to me and fall back. Yeah. And that's what I want to see the consistency in a player to say, I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what jump defense you throw at me. I am that dog. Yep. That I'm going to go rebound. I'm going to go make my other teammates better. I'm going to be in the game no matter what you do to me. And a lot of times I see kids lack that consistency in their game and that focus in their game every single night. No matter what you have going on socially. Yep. I'm coming to get these buckets. Yep. I'm coming to get these buckets. My team need me. I got to get these buckets tonight.
And a lot of times, to even go back on the IQ that we talked about earlier, they don't have the basketball IQ to understand that if this player is going to be committed to me, and solely me, all right, I'm about to take 2 of y'all people out because I'm going to set screens for my teammates. So now I'm occupying 2 people. Yeah. Somebody's open on my squad. Yep. And it comes back to IQ, and it also comes back to being that dog. I mean, the player that you're talking about is Sophia Jones. She dropped 50 against Fort Lauderdale.
And they was boxing one.
They boxing one.
I mean, everywhere she went, it was one person committed her, and then there was another person waiting for her, and she still dropped 50. Yeah. I don't care if you drop 50, you got high school.
What? Come on, nah. 32 minutes, you dropping 50? Come on, now. Some high school teams can't score 50 in 32 minutes.
Listen, they can't score an hour if you spend the game. They're not going to next game. So to get 50 is a major thing. So you got to give respect to those type of kids that's going to go in and day out and say, I'm going to get buckets for my team. I'm going to defend. Like you said, Jalil, people might look at Jalil and say, okay, she can score. But then
that girl plays
defense. Yeah, that girl defense. That's what catapults you to that top level echelon. That's what separates you from the mid-major university to the major university.
Yep, absolutely.
You're not defending, but you can score the mid-major. But you defending and scoring.
So that just boosted you to BCS.
That's right. You're the BCS. Now everybody can look at you. You can get offers all around, So, and that's what the kids have to buy into. Say, what's going to separate me? And then I will say this. A lot of kids don't have that confidence. See, I was that player that you guard me. I look at you and say, "Yo, coach must want you to foul." I get in my kid's face and be like, "I need y'all to have that about you," because I would straight up tell the girl, like, "Your coach must want you to foul tonight. You guard me." And we're gonna go. I'm going at you, and so I want those kids to. You gotta have that. And if I miss the first shot. So what? I feel like the next shot gonna go in. I feel like the next shot. I'm not gonna stop shooting or attacking and doing things because I miss these kids do like this.
Yeah, can't do that.
And I told them I'm going to yell as a coach. My coach yelled, "Hey, whatever. Hey, don't sub me out the game, coach. I'm good. I got you, coach. I got you." You're gonna get yelled at if it don't work. But you got to just when you show that coach your effort, your consistent effort, and that you're not pouting because you're not making the basket. That's when the coach can go with you. But you're not making the basket, and then you're pouting about it. Man, I gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Come on. You gotta go.
Oh my goodness.
So we gotta get those kids at that level. And that's what a kid like a Jalil and a Coy bring to the table. And I gotta shout out the kid over there at Country Day too. That Alvarez can shoot the ball.
Alvarez.
Alvarez can shoot the ball. So I haven't seen a kid that shoots the ball that well in a long time.
Bottom all the time. Bottom. But I would say Country Day is another school that has a bunch of hitters because on another aspect, Sydney Shaw. Yeah. Freshman now? Freshman. Yeah, that girl right there.
She had a collegiate body already.
When her game gets to where her body is, it's a problem. Like she played on the top circuit this summer and held her own. Yeah. And it's before she grew up. It's before she even got to high school. It was 8th grade and helped that kid right there. That's the kid to watch out for. Yeah. Sid Shaw is gonna be a problem. She grew up. Gonna be a problem.
Who would be your Broward County freshman?
Oh, Broward
You
County.
have a
Remember 6'4", but Deerfield.
Yeah.
What's her name? Was it
Delani is her last name.
Delani.
Okay.
Delani is her last name.
I haven't seen them yet. I will say, a girl, Somerset.
Micaiah.
Micaiah.
Listen,
They're in DC right now, and I've seen that she's been playing well. And
she got MVP of their first game.
Micaiah's another one.
She's gonna be a beast too.
Long, athletic. When that girl gets around to it and understands her body and the gaps and stuff that she can get into, it's over. She's another one. It's gonna be a problem. So,
and one of her teammates also, Maya Conan.
Maya's another
lefty.
They play well off each other.
Yes. They do. Very good high-low game, stuff like that. They
ran into a heavy hitter country day.
Oh, yeah.
That was big for them as freshmen to even go up against them. But Micaiah never stopped battling. She never stopped going. And playing those type of games are only going to make her better. The experience levels are just going to make her better. For 4 years like that, that's going to make her a better player.
Yeah. And in Palm Beach, I'll tell you this, Jordana Codio.
Yeah.
Who we had working on the circuit.
Gets my vote.
She's at
American Heritage Delray.
Okay.
Yes, that girl is having a phenomenal year.
Jordana has to be about 5'10".
About that.
Can run the floor. Yes. She's long, athletic.
I mean, what trouble?
She played for Miami Suns last year.
Okay.
This kid, I'm telling you, right now she's probably averaging 20 points.
And I will say this, gotta give her some love. I believe she has offers from Iowa and Seton Hall. I believe those are the two.
I think Florida offered her 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Then the 3, but. So as a freshman coming in, and she's another one that grew up on that circuit, played those top level kids. That girl's having a phenomenal first quarter of her freshman season. That girl's gonna be a problem as well.
Aspen Johnson at Seminole Ridge.
Okay.
Definitely she doing work right now. Freshman. Okay. Doing work right now. Doing work. So
she's a guard, folks?
Yeah, she's a twinner.
Twinner?
Yeah,
okay.
She's a twinner.
Okay.
But the younger kids coming up, hands down, are talented.
Oh yeah, She went to the middle school. Broward.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Addicts ended up pulling it out, but Parkway, man, they got a kid on there that can go. This girl has got to be 5'10". They tell me she's a 7th grader.
Yeah, you talking about Gigi?
Yeah.
Is it Gigi?
I think that's her name.
Yeah. Her mom played basketball for me.
She played for you?
Played for me, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Dang, she going to North.
Not again, but I sure hope she comes from that plug out there. But hey, let me tell you, she played with us in the summertime. She played with us in the summertime. We had a league, and I had kids going, so it's like she had been working out with us. Like, come on, come to the game. You play with us in the game. And this 7th grader, I didn't start her. I'm gonna get my little young kids, legit. Man, I get Gigi in the game, man. Off the cuff, knocked down the 3-point. We won the championship. I mean, this kid's gonna be special.
Yeah.
I believe she's playing with Rich Walker.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she is, but man, and speaking of that, because I will say this now, I am an alumni at Addicts Middle School. So when my 8th grade year, we lost in the county championship to Frisco.
Long way to go back,
bro. Hold on, come on now. I think she's going to stop because I'm about to tell y'all what's about to happen. Y'all got to listen to my vision. So, Addicts Middle School, all those girls are coming back.
They weren't 8th grade?
No.
Oh, my.
Also, the whole team that just won.
Yes. And they got one coming. That's going to be a 6th grader. Who's that PG?
Oh, that's a problem.
So listen.
Okay.
South Broward is coming. We back, baby.
South Broward coming back. South Broward coming back. Oh, that's the little girl that we. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, little girl.
Finally. Oh, I met her dad. Yeah.
Listen.
And they got a special group. That's a special group.
Keep your eyes open. If those kids are able to stay together.
Oh my goodness, I see that South Broward OP.
There it goes. Trouble.
I can see it. The coaching is there. They get that talent level back. Boy, I tell you, it's gonna be a special thing over there.
Okay. They coming back now. Y'all better keep your eyes out.
We got some young athletes, and we talk about the state of basketball in South Florida. We got some young athletes just getting together and keep on raising their IQ and the right coaches being in their ear and teaching the right things. We're on the trail. So what do we talk about teams?
Let's get these teams right. So let's start with who's hot. Who's hot? I'm gonna give y'all one hot team right now. The Hill.
The
hashtag is The Hill. We coming.
I believe it.
Are they for real or not?
I will say this. They came to my preseason classic. and they beat me by 1. So I will say that. And then I've watched, as I do with every team in the area, whatever the case may be. I've seen them knock off some pretty prominent teams. Now
they knocked off top 25, so bro.
They
first time in school history.
First time in school history. So let's give them some love and a shout out to them. So I will say that, and they're in a tough district with South Broward and Nova and things of that nature. So that's a team.
They played Nova yet?
They have played Nova. Nova slapped them real good.
Yeah.
They
Nova did Nova.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. That's a school that, no offense to them, that was a doormat school. It took a while.
And you have to respect the work.
Correct. And now they sitting here they be in top 25 teams. They get recognized and one of the first team that's hot. That's a major shout out to Coach Davis and his girls and his program that he has over there.
For sure. Awesome job. For sure. Who else would you say is hot right now?
I mean, you got your prominent in Broward. You still have your prominent ones. I believe Dillard is still undefeated. Yeah. I believe Nova is still undefeated as well.
Yeah, and Heritage actually beat Somerset. Was it last week? I think.
I believe
American Heritage or
Plantation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually upset Somerset.
I believe American Heritage Plantation is in DC as well. Like the GI game, and I think their first game they won.
Yes, they did.
I'm trying to think of. I don't do selfish plugs, but I think Coconut Creek, boy.
Yeah, hey, let's.
Hey man, Coconut, we been doing our thing right now.
Sometimes we put our, because we're on the other side of it, we put ourselves in the back. To mention your own team, but I get you. You got it. You serve the coach.
Yeah, but again, I'm not that coach. I'm not gonna sit here because, like I said, I think I said something because somebody made a comment. Again, one of these coaches around here, they make comments, whether it be through my kids or whatever, and saying that we're taking, because I have 3 losses on the year, and my 3 losses are to the top 25 teams. Exactly. So I'll take those losses. Exactly. We're building, because my schedule is heavy building towards Lakeland. I'm trying to get somewhere that I haven't been. So I got to play those people that have been there so we can learn something.
Definitely.
So I've taken losses to Miramar, Dillard, and Somerset.
Top 25 teams.
All 3 are top 25 teams. Those are my 3 losses. So I can't say that we're beating who we're supposed to be. And we got to fight harder to beat the teams that we want to be. That's the best way I can put that.
That's the best way you can be.
Best way I put that. So I will say this Thursday, we do have another top 25 matchup. Coconut Creek plays Blanche Ely at Coconut Creek. So that's Thursday. Thursday. So that's my 4th one. So it's like, out of these top 25 teams out here, well, I'm going through the gauntlet. Yeah. So everybody else.
Talking about people playing Santa Claus and the reindeers. They play Santa Claus and the reindeers and think you're going to get over there to the promised land.
Oh, my goodness. Can't stack those wins trying to make the G-Max and the Big 8s. And you got to play, man. You got to play. So I will say that. So for Dade, I got to.
Country Day,
Norland.
Yeah, definitely shout out. Country Day is leading the way, leading the pack for everybody. They're a high standard. I watch those kids play, and I respect what Coach O is doing over there. Great program, great nationally ranked program. And then us on the next tier, I would say Miami High is doing great.
Shout out Coach Boozer. Absolutely.
Yeah, over at Miami High. Absolutely. We're doing fine. We got 1 loss to another top 25 team, Palm Beach Lakes. Gave us a slap.
I don't. How's Ferguson this year? I don't.
They're a little down. I don't have the exact record. Okay. But, also, we have on the south end. We got some.
We do have some South End players.
Talking about people. We don't want to forget about South Miami area. Yeah. South Ridge. I think South Ridge one of the top teams. Also Lord's Academy.
Okay.
Who we had a battle with yesterday. We won by 1 point. We had some Coach Chris McKeon does an awesome job with Lord's Academy over there. With very disciplined. I tell you, it's like playing Villanova. I played Villanova at the U. When I tell you, it's a back screen, it's a back row cut. It's
down, everything.
Yeah, you can't, so you can't sit in the zone because they're gonna shoot your lights out. So you gotta play man to man and you gotta play smart. So he does an exceptional job over there. So I definitely would say Southbridge, Lords, Miami High on that south end of Flagler Street, and then Country Day, Norland, Crop.
Yeah, shout out to Crop, absolutely.
Yeah, Crop is up and coming.
Absolutely.
How's Keysgate?
Keysgate, I think they're doing a good job.
Coach Drummo's out there, right?
Yeah, he got the kid. He got a transfer in, and she's doing a good job over there for them, as well.
And then, Palm Beach, you got your Oxbridge.
Yep.
Boca's doing well.
Yep. Palm Beach Lakes.
Palm Beach Lakes doing
Palm
well.
Beach Gardens.
Yeah, Palm Beach Gardens doing well. And even with where Jordana is, some of the Ridge is doing well too. So you have it's teams out here getting it in.
Yeah,
it's definitely teams getting it in, and that's good for South Florida.
Yeah.
I expect to see a lot of South Florida teams in Lakeland.
Yeah.
right.
Just like usual. I mean, it's like clockwork. I just think I think what we're doing and what we're building and getting these young ladies recognition is gonna go so far.
Right.
It really is. It's gonna push it up to another level. And the people out there, you guys also have to help out because you see, it's 3 people right here. I'm trying to tell you guys we can't be in every spot all the time.
Yeah,
and we coach too.
Yeah, we need your help. So if you got players out there that are putting up numbers and you have teams that are doing well,
send it.
T gonna give you the email to send the information to, and you can get on the website. I mean, the website as well as the Sweet Rebound Facebook, social media, and let us know if we're missing something. We need your eyes and ears to be out there to help us get the information out there. We want to take South Florida girls basketball to another level, so we can compete around the country and get recognition for our area.
Well, if nobody else shows these 2 love, I will. So as a high school coach, coverage for girls basketball has been subpar to mediocre. They don't get the coverage that they deserve. So without these type of platforms, the magazine, they're doing roundtables. They're always on social media. Whatever you put out there, both of these guys will retweet and they'll try and get the games. As long as we're coaching, I want to give both of these guys the credit for the brainchild and all those type of things. And again, they're all about pushing girls basketball. They don't have no hidden agenda.
No.
She coaches at Cypress. Carla coaches at Norland. AAU ties. They got a million other things, whether it be training and, Carla's different things that she's doing and stuff like that. So for them to kind of put this together and kind of steadfast this movement, I give both of you guys a lot of credit, a lot of kudos for what y'all doing. So definitely for our area and covering the girls, how y'all are for how long? About 2, 3 months?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Even, when came with Takara with the idea, and she thought it was an amazing idea, and we've been on it, from someone just trying to, and I love the first issue. I think we can just only get better.
Absolutely.
And we definitely need the feedback. If it's something that you want to see, it's something that you think we fell off on, it's something we need to add or whatever, take away, feel free. We're open to that communication and that critique to help make it better.
Absolutely. And to tell you guys this, listen, we're definitely putting in our time and energy and our effort for sure, and still doing everything else that we're doing, just like both of us are high school coaches. I got to hit y'all with what the church people hit us with. You got to give your tithes.
Oh my God.
But we do want to get sponsors involved, because the more monetary backing we can get, the better products we can get out for our kids. So I do have to put that out there. We're doing all that we can, you know what I'm saying, to make this thing be legit and prosper and grow. But, the more financial backing we can get, I'm trying to tell you, the better it is. And that's 100% facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to donate, you can. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it don't have to be monetary. You want to donate a camera, you can.
You want a camera, you want to donate,
a microphone, anything. I'm just saying, it's out there. So, we're open to any ideas you guys have. Like Carter said, just reach out. Sweet Rebound Magazine at gmail.com. Hit us up. All on social media is Sweet Rebound Magazine. Just hit us up and let us know. You guys got any other topics you want to address at this point?
I think this is a great first round table.
Absolutely.
We'll expand it, and we invite other coaches or players to come in and really give their insight on it, because I don't want it to be ever one-sided.
Absolutely.
Somebody say, oh, that's what these 3 keep saying about it. But let's get your intake on it, and how we can expand the game or what the game needs to improve. There's so many other topics we could talk about.
Absolutely.
We'll be here all day. So we'll just close this one out, and then until the next time, and we bring in another guest or something. But it's great being here. It's always laughs with these 2 and talking about the game, and it's a pleasure. It's just a pleasure.
A lot of fun.
All right, so until next time, see you.
All right.